Hi everyone, we're the CapitalNet TV and this is the Capital Calls, your weekly news update. This feature is presented in collaboration with the Indian Private Equity and Venture Capital Association. First Step Investments in India. 8VDX bags funding from Y Combinator for its venture debt marketplace for startups. 8VDX, a digital venture debt provider for investors and startups, has raised over $3 million in a seed funding round from Y Combinator, GMO Venture Partners, Zilanize, Cathix, Grand Park, Asymmetry Ventures, Earlsfield Capital Partners, and Fox Ventures. Fintech unicorn Slice secures $50 million in funding, in talks to raise $150 million in total. Bengaluru-based fintech unicorn Slice has raised $50 million as part of its Series C funding round. The funding round was led by Tiger Global, along with participation from existing investors Moore Strategic Ventures and Insight Partners. GMO Venture Partners has joined the Slice cap table as a new investor. Bitcoin reward app GoSats bags funding to make consumers earn more cashbacks. Bitcoin rewards app GoSats has raised $4 million in a pre-Series A funding round, which is an equity round. The round saw participation from marquee investors Y Combinator, Axel, GoSamer Capital, Cube VC, 2AM Ventures, Valhalla Capital, and more. Agritech startup NutriFresh bags funding to offer fresh produce to consumers and B2B aggregators. Agritech startup NutriFresh has raised $5 million in its pre-Series seed funding round, led by Archer Investment, Florin Tree, and Green Frontier Capital. The round was an equity funding round. Data analytics startup Snaptic raises $20 million of funding to help investors make better decisions. Data analytics startup Snaptic has raised $20 million in its Series B funding round. With the current funding, the startup has closed its Series B round, which is an equity funding. Valor Equity Partners has led the funding round with few other investors participating in the round. D2C personal care brand Sugar Cosmetics backs $50 million to deepen market penetration. Mumbai-based D2C cosmetics brand Sugar Cosmetics has closed $50 million Series D fundraise led by Asia Fund of El Catron. The funding round also saw participation from existing investors such as A91 Partners, Elevation Capital, and India Quotient as well. Moving on to mergers and acquisitions, Adani Enterprises to acquire 50% stake in drone startup General Aeronautics. Adani Defense Systems and Technology, a subsidiary of Adani Enterprises, has signed a definitive agreement to acquire 50% stake in drone startup General Aeronautics. The deal is an all-cash transaction, Adani Enterprises said in an exchange filing without disclosing any other financial details. Space tech startup SatSure makes international foray with acquisition of US-based OCI. Space tech startup SatSure has acquired US-based geospatial startup Old City Innovation in a cash and stock deal. With this acquisition, SatSure will expand its footprint to US market. It will further handle the clientele of OCI in the American market. That's it from Capital Calls India. Tune in next week for more such weekly updates.